Hello and welcome to Microsoft Access course Beginners to Advanced. This is part 5, Query Design. In this part, we will discuss what is a query and how we can create a query using the query wizard and the design view. We will also talk about how we can specify criteria or conditions while retrieving data from a table using the query. Plus, we will see how we can use the built-in function and wildcard characters for pattern matching while creating a query. This is a table, a client table where we have various fields and the data is already in place. We will make use of this table for the purpose of query creation. A query is an access object which once created is shown on the navigation pane like your tables, forms and reports, and you save a query with a name, so it will be saved with that particular name on your navigation pane. A query is a request for data or information from a table or a combination of tables. When we say it's a request, that for example, this is my client table, and from this client table I want to retrieve certain records based on a condition, so I'm asking for some information from this table. Now you can get data from a single table or you can retrieve data from a multiple tables or a combination of tables based on some criteria. Click on create, and in your queries group you have query wizard and query design. Query can be created in two ways, either using the wizard or through your query design. Query wizard, when we talk about query wizard, it's a simple and quick way to get the records or select some records from a table based on a criteria. It will show you a dialog box, and from that dialog box a series of questions will be asked, and you just have to click and select the various options which are present over there, and your query will be created. So let's click on the query wizard over here. This is the dialog query wizard dialog box. You have four options over here. Either you can select either of these. We will take one at a time. Let's create a simple query. So we'll click on simple query wizard and OK. The second step, it will ask you which, if you have a database open, like I have a database example 1, if you have multiple tables in your database, you have the option of selecting which table you want, from which you want to retrieve the data, which will be used for your query design. Once you select your table, it will ask you which fields you want to display in your query. Now I said ki you can have you can retrieve data from multiple tables. So queries can be used to answer a simple question. It can be used to perform calculations, to combine data from different tables, or even to add, change or delete data tables. These kinds of queries that add, change or delete data, they are called action queries. We will not cover action queries in this video. The information, we are selecting the table from where we want to retrieve the data. You are specifying the client table, and once a query is selected, the information retrieved through a query, it will be stored in a separate table called the query table. So the result is stored in a query table, and it is also displayed in the form of a table. Like we have the actual table from where we are retrieving the data. The result of the query is also shown in the form of a table, and it is known as your query table. And you can give a name to your query. You can save it. You can edit the query. You can, once created, you can open the query in the design view and make changes over there. I'll show you in a while. So my table on which I want to create a query is the client, and you have all the fields listed. All the fields which are present in this particular table, they are listed over here. You have the option of selecting all of them or any one or two of them. I am selecting only customer ID, customer name and city. Click on next. These are the three fields which I want to display. What you want this what should be the name of this query? I say client query 1. This is the name. You you can give any name you want. You are again given an option of whether you want to see the result of this query or you want to modify it in the design view. We'll go with this first. Open the query to view the information, the query table which we have generated. Design view will take later on when we talk about creating a query in the design view, and click on finish. This is the answer which we got from our table. Here we have not specified the criteria or the condition that we will see in the design view. So this is my actual table. From here I have selected only a few fields for my query. You can see only these three and all the options. My query is saved with the name over here, with the name client query. I can right click, I can open it in the design view. If it is not open, let's close this. If it is not open, I can double click and open. I can have all these options over here. You have the options, you can rename it, you can delete it, you can open it in the design view from here, or you can open it in the design view from here also. That can be done if your query is open. Let's open this query. For this you have the design view available. You can click and open the query in the design view. You can go back to the datasheet view from here only. So both these options are present. So this is a simple query created through a query wizard, where we have selected the fields which we want to appear in a query. The condition and the criteria, it can be specified once a query is being created. We can specify those conditions in the design view. Let's go back to the create option over create tab over here and query wizard. The second type of query which we can create here is the cross tab query. Now a cross tab query is a type of query. It's a type of a select query, I should say. When you run this cross tab query from the query wizard, it displays it in an Excel like structure. Like in Excel we have the columns and the rows, similar structure will be there. The result of a cross tab query is easier to read than a simple select query that displays the data. Now you, in your cross tab query, you have the option of automatically grouping the dates into different intervals. You can create summaries, you can display, like if I show over here in this client table, you have dates. You can use that date to display your data in the form of months, years. That can be done easily in your cross tab query. So this time, instead of simple query wizard, we are clicking on cross tab query wizard and OK. You will be asked which table you want to use. I want to use client city. Here you have the options of, now when you are creating a query, you can have the option of using a table. If a query is being created, since a query, the result of a query is in the form of a table, you can use that same table to retrieve data. Say for example, this is client query 1. Here customer name and city is there, and I can use the same query to see the records of only the people who are in the city Jammu or only in the city Delhi. So a query can also be used to create further queries. That can also be done. Here we are using the client city table. Click on next. It will ask you, these are your rows and these are your columns, your column headings. So it will ask you which data you want to display in the row side over here. So I want to use customer name. So select customer name. So all the customer names will be displayed in the form of rows. Again, it will ask you what will be your column headings. So for column headings, I want cities. All the customers are here and the cities are here. Now this column and the row options which you are choosing. It depends on how you want to group your data, how you want to display your data. I'm using customer name and city. You might have other requirements, so accordingly you can choose the columns and the row. What I want to see the total sales of a particular city for one customer. So the field is being selected over here. You have to choose what function you want. I want to see this particular customer number 1 in city 1, what is the total sales for that particular customer. So click on next. You can give a name to your query and click on finish. Now you can see Arun, Delhi, and this is the total. Here you have only one person in one city, so that is being shown. If the same person is present in 2 cities, the 2 options or 2 data will be shown. Let's see that as well. So we have a client city cross tab query over here. You have the customer name and all the cities over here. You can see the cities. You have all these. If you right click, you have all these options present over here. If in your table the same customer has record in more than one city, that will, the total of that will be shown over here, and the individual records will be shown as well. Let's say in this we have Kajal over here for Pune. Let's add one more record over here, say for Kajal only. This is the data, and Kajal for Pune is there. Total sales, say something like this, and let's select a date over here, say this date. Let's enter one more record for say we have Kajal over Shwet. Let's add for Dharma, and it's Jammu, say something like this, and a date over here, this date. Let's save this from here, refresh all. Let's close it and refresh this as well. Here you will be able to see the record of Dharma. For Jammu, you can see the changes over here. For Kajal, you can see in Pune she has 2 records. If we make changes in the table, instead of Pune we make it Jammu, and for Dharma we make it Lucknow. There also you can see. Let's refresh it all. Let's refresh it over here. You can see the changes for 3000 over here, and for this other city you can see the result over here. For Kajal also 2 different cities has been shown over here. That can be done. So this is the second type of query which we can create. The third one which we have in a query wizard is the find duplicate query wizard. You have one table, and in that table we want to find all the duplicates record in a single table or a single query. That can be done using find duplicate query wizard. Click on OK. Select whichever table or query you want. That should be selected from here. Click on next, and the field which you think might contain the duplicate values. I know the customer ID is unique, customer name it's different for all the customer IDs. City might be duplicate. I want to use this field and see all the record. Now this is like a kind of a group data or a sorted data you can see over here. Or if you have the records for some customers with the same name, that can be done over here. That can be chosen over here. Click on next. What all fields you want to see? I want to see these 2 fields together with the duplicate fields, and click on next. You can specify a name over here and click on finish. You can see Bombay, Delhi, Dispur, Jammu. These are all these cities having duplicate records, and it's been chosen from one table only. Now you want to the fourth type which we have, find unmatched query wizard. It uses two tables or two queries, and from there it finds the records which are not present in any other table or query. This one, the fourth one, that have no related record in another table. So here you have to specify the name of two tables which you are going to use. Which table or query contains the record? First one is your client table, this one. The second table which you want to use, I want to use client city. And now you have the fields from both these tables over here shown on different in these different boxes over here, and on which data you want to see the duplicates. I want to see, I know customer ID is unique, it will not have this one, so I am using key wherever these duplicate cities are present, show me those records. Click on next. I want to see only the customer name and customer ID, and finish. These are all the records from the first and the second table which are not duplicates. If you want, you can always open and check from these two tables. So we have seen in the query, using the query wizard, there are four types of queries which we can create. Simple query, your cross tab query, find duplicates, and find unmatched query wizard. So these are the four things. Now these queries which we have created, it can be opened in the design view and there changes can be made, or you can create a query from scratch from the very beginning in the design view also. To create a query in the design view, we are making use of database example 2 and employee record table. To click on create, here we have other tables also, we'll make use of them while discussing other topics. Click on create, then under queries you have the query design. When a query design work area is being opened, you have the option of choosing which tables. From the add table dialog box, I want to use employee record. Once selected, you can close that add table from there, and you can always select your table from here and then open the query wizard, query design, or the wizard, whichever you want. It will display all the fields which are present in your table over here. So this is your object relationship pane. We have already discussed this in the other part while creating a relationship. And at the bottom you have the design grid. Now the design grid has various field properties. Over here you can see the properties, and in this box you can see the fields of this particular table. The field property, it displays the selected field from the table. For example, if I click on the drop down, it will show me all the fields which are present in my table. I can select, the field will show me the field which I have selected. Table, it displays the name of the existing table. Sort property is used to filter the data either in ascending or descending order. I can use these options, ascending or descending. Show, this is in the form of a checkbox over here. The field with check marks displays the information while the query is being run. I can sort my query on the basis of some field, or I can run my query based on a condition, but I don't want to show it, then I can check or uncheck this box over here. The criteria property is being used to set a condition to filter out the data which we are retrieving from the table. We can write the criteria or the condition over here. The or property, this property can be used to multiple criterias or conditions in a query. Now we will talk about how we can specify or and conditions in our query while running a query. So first thing, you have to select which table you want for your query. Once a table has been selected, it is there in the relationship pane. You have the properties in place. I want my query to display employee ID. Then the second field which I want is the name, that is from this table only. This is a simple query, like we did display the data from your query wizard. Same way over here. Then we'll move on to other things, and I can always sort it in ascending and descending order, and that can be done. And you have this option of showing it in your, while running the table, this query, you have the option of showing it, or you can always uncheck it. Your query is being designed in the query design view. I want to run it. You have the run option over here. Click on run. The data is being displayed: employee ID, name, last name, and the basic salary. This is my query. You want to save it, just on this particular, if you try and close it, it will prompt you to whether you want to save it or not, or you can always save it from here also. Click on save, or you can right click and click on save. So it will give you the save as option. You can give a name to your query and click on OK. Your query is being saved. Now you can see your query in the navigation pane over here. To go back to the design view to edit this query, you can always right click and select design view from here. You can select, once the query is open over here, you can click on design view. The same window will open, the same relationship pane and the properties will open for you. Now going on to, let's see this one also. I have the basic salary over here, but I'm not showing it in the query table over here. You can always do that as well. Going back to our design view, I want this basic salary, but I want to display specific record. I want to see the record of only Myra. There's an employee named Myra over here. You can see Myra over here. I want to see the record of only Myra. So in my criteria, I can specify a condition. Now if you are looking for some text, you will enclose it in double quotes, and if you are using any number, you can straight away type the number. Equality symbol, greater than, less than, and between, these can be used while specifying a criteria. I want the first name to be equal to Myra. Okay, so this criteria is being specified, a simple criteria, and let's run it. My query is being created. In my design view, I have the run option. You can see two records in the, when we run the query, Myra Gupta and Myra Singh, because we have specified a condition for Myra only. Let's modify this record and have an and condition over here. So first name should be Myra, and in the same criteria, if we specify in the same line for the other, we are using an and option over here. I want to see the record of only Myra, and the second condition which we have, first is for name, it should be Myra, and the last name should be Singh. So earlier we had two records. Now let's see, you have the record of only Myra Singh being displayed. So here we have specified and condition. You can always remove this. You can always save this query and create a new one for yourself. I'm using the same query. Second thing, let's work with numbers. I want the basic salary, all those records where the basic salary is greater than 20,000. This time, instead of text, I'm using numbers over here. All those people whose salary, basic salary is greater than 20,000, they should be displayed. You can see the result of the query is being changed. All these records which are here, their basic salary is greater than 20,000. Let's go back, make some more changes over here. Basic salary should be greater than, let me show you the result first. Here we have 25,000, then we have 43,000 also, and 2,30,000 also, this one. This time what we want ki basic salary should be greater or equal to 25,000 and less than 50,000. So we want only these records, we do not want these last two records to be displayed. Let's specify an AND condition over here in the same criteria. So I want basic salary should be greater or equal to 25,000 and less than or equal to 50,000. Now in the same, earlier we have specified in two different fields. Here we are specifying an AND condition in the same field, the basic salary field. Let's run it. You can see over here all those people whose basic salary is greater than 25,000 and less than 50,000, they are being displayed here. And let me add one more field over here, city. Let me scroll down. City, which is from the same field, and I want to specify ki these basic salary criteria is already there, and city should also be selected. If we have any record with this particular city, then it will show me. Yes, we have a record over here where we have the city. Let's go back, let's try some more option, and this time I want to make use of the OR condition. City is either Satna or city is equal to, we have other cities over here, say Noida. Let's see if we have something like this. Yes, there are cities where either the city is Satna or Noida. Other records have been removed. Those people whose salary are greater than 25,000 and less than 50,000, that criteria is already in place for basic salary. Plus for city we have specified two conditions, either the city is Satna or either the city is Noida. So that criteria also can be specified. So we have multiple criteria over here for basic salary. Two limits we have set with an AND condition. For city we have specified either the city should be Satna or the city should be Noida. So in your design view you can show or choose various fields which you want on which you want to create a query. Then you can specify the AND condition, you can specify the OR condition, you can have the AND in the same field, you can specify OR in the same field. That can always be done. Let's move on to wildcard characters. Now here we are specifically writing the names of the city or the names of the employees. That name should be Myra Singh, or name should be Dharma, or name should be so and so, and city should be Satna or Noida. Take for example, we have various cities starting with S, various cities starting with D, or various cities starting with N, Noida, Nagpur, Satna, Sitapur, something like that. So in OR condition we'll have to specify or n number of times. To avoid that, we have wildcard characters. Now wildcard are special characters that can stand in for unknown character in a text value and are handy for locating multiple items with similar but not identical data. So like I said, I can have various cities with the same name, Noida, Nagpur, those cities are there. So instead of writing those text values, those unknown characters, I can use the wildcard characters to find a matching record. Wildcards can also help with getting data based on a specified pattern. It can match those records, making the search operation easier. We'll see how these wildcards characters are used in a query, then it will be clear. We have one more table in the same database, employee wildcard, where we have duplicates records. I have purposely placed these records so that it can be used in the example. Now there are many wildcard characters which we can use. You have asterisk, you have question mark, you have there are various wildcard characters which we can use, which can be used in a query, like asterisk, question mark, your brackets, exclamation mark. Then for numeric you have the pound symbol. So let's discuss each one of them, and then we'll see how that can be used. The first one and the most commonly used one is your asterisk, which represents one or more characters in a search string. For example, let's create a query over here, and then we'll discuss these things. Let's open the query design, and we are using this table over here. Let me select employee ID over here, and here we want the first name, the last name, and the city. You can always click over here, that will also show you the fields over here. Now anytime you want to delete or remove any field, you can just have to place your mouse pointer over here, select, and you can remove it from here. You can press the delete key, you can use the cut option over here, that will be removed, or you can also open the properties of that particular field, that can be seen. We don't need this. So we have 3 or 4 fields over here, and let's make use of the wildcard characters. Now I said ki asterisk can be used to represent one or more character in a search string. So we'll specify the criteria over here. Your asterisk or the wildcard characters, they are you can use other options also, but mostly they are used with the like operator for pattern matching. Since we use the wildcard characters for pattern matching, we make use of the like operator. We say like, it doesn't matter whether it's in lowercase or uppercase. We are looking for all those cities which start with N. In our table we have n number of cities which start with N. So I can, if I simply write asterisk, it will display all the cities, but what I want is the first character should be N and the rest of the characters can be any character. So for that we can place an asterisk like N, starting should be N and then it should be any character. So let's run this query over here. You can see Noida, Nagpur, Nasik, all these data from that particular table from our employee wizard. There are so many cities over here, but it has picked up only those cities which start with N and end with any other, and the second and character and the rest of the characters, they are any character. If I say it starts with N, the second character should be A, and then the rest of the characters could be any character. So it will not show me Noida and this Noida over here. So let's specify, let's show you NA should be there. So first 2 characters are NA and then rest of the characters can be any character. Let's run it. You can see the changes. If I specify any other criteria over there, like it should end with R, so it will, in between the N and there's an asterisk and it should end with R, so only Nagpur will be displayed over here. That can always be done. The second wildcard character which we have is the question mark. It will search for any single alphabetical character in the search string. If we have a search string, we use question mark to look for a particular character. If we want to specify only one character, then question mark is being used. If I say like, The first character can be any character. So for one single character, question mark is placed. First character is any character, second character is an A, and then rest of the character is asterisk. Then the other characters can be any number of characters, any character. So first thing which you will observe over here, we can use more than one wildcard character in the same criteria. We have used question mark and the asterisk over here. Asterisk will represent any number of characters after A and any character. Before A, a single character will be matched, single alphabet will be matched, and then you will get the answer of your query. Let's run it. See over here. The first character can be any character, so it can be J, it can be S, it can be N, it can be any other. But the second one, the second character, it's always A, and after A it can be n number of alphabets. For Satna you have only 3, for Jabalpur you have 6 characters, for Nasik you have 3 characters after A. So we have made a pattern matching over here using the question mark and the asterisk. Let's have one more example of asterisk over here. Say I'm using only city, so that it is easy to understand. You can have the same thing for first name also, last name also, or if any other field is there, that can be done. If I say like asterisk, and the last 3 characters should be this. Let's run it. You can see all these places where the city is ending with PUR, those cities and those records have been shown over here that we can do. The third wildcard character which we have is the square bracket. It will search for any single character which are enclosed within the bracket. For example, if I say look for all those places that start with N or N in their city, there is PUR. So we can specify this any character from this square bracket, whatever we are placing inside this square bracket, it should be present in that particular field. So P or U or R, not necessary ki it should be in the same order. Any character which is enclosed within this square bracket, it should be present. Let's run it. You have only 2 records. If I remove the N from here, then let's see what will happen. You have all these records. Now you can see the changes over here. Last 3 character, beginning it could be any character, asterisk. Last 3 character, it should be either P or U or R. So you have the same matching over here in Jabalpur. In Amritsar it is R which has been matched over here. Then you have Nagpur. In Jaipur you have PUR. If you have any other character, any other city where there is P or U or R in the ending as the ending character, it will match and show you the result. The next wildcard character which we have is the exclamation mark. Now it will search for any character other than the characters which are enclosed within the brackets. So if you want to have the opposite of what is present in your criteria, in your query criteria, the opposite of that, you can always enclose it within the square bracket together with the exclamation mark. That is a negation or not. So we are looking for any city where the beginning characters could be anything and the end character should not be either P, U or R. Let's run this query over here. So here you can see the result. The PUR is not being displayed. You have Satna, you have Allahabad, you have Nasik, all these cities over here. Let's go back. The last one which we have is the pound sign. It matches any single numeric character, a single numeric character. So if we, let's remove this criteria from here. Let's take a basic salary this time. If I'm looking for something, a basic salary, all those basic salary which start with 2, so, and I want to specify a numeric field for that. So instead of enclosing it within quotes and hard coding it, what I can write is it should start with 2, and these pound signs, they are showing me कि each of the characters which will be followed by 2, they are numeric characters, and there should be only 3 or 4 or 5 of them. Let's see, it should only be this much. Let's run and see. You have 3 records where the basic salary is starting with 2, and there are 4 more numbers. So we have specified a criteria over here. If I say कि the first 2 should be 20 and then the 3 should be any pattern matching can be done, you can see over here the first matching record it has shown over here. We have a query where we have displayed the employee ID, the first name, last name, and the basic salary. In our table, we have seen that we can make use of the calculated field to calculate the net salary using HRA and DA. The same thing can be done while creating a query. We can have a calculated field over here while displaying the data from our table in the form of a query. We can pick up data from 2 different tables and then show the result over here. For that, we make use of expression. For example, I click on this over here and I type in the expression in this particular column. Like for example, I'm making use of the basic salary, and here I want to make, instead of just displaying the basic salary, I want to calculate something. Say basic salary should be 1000 plus 2000. This is what I want in my query, another record, another field over here that should display the calculated data. So the moment I click on the other box, you can see it's been converted, because since we are not using only the field from our table, it's been converted into an expression. If I could show you over here, you can see the expression basic salary plus 1000 plus 2000. If you run the query over here, you will see another column being added next to the basic salary where your calculated data will be shown. Let's run it. You can see expression 1, and this is 10,000 plus 3,000, 20,000 plus 3,000, the calculation been shown. If you want, you can change the name of this expression to whatever you have in mind. Like if I say this is the total, and then run the query, you can see the expression being changed to total. So while running your query, you can have the calculated fields as well. You can use functions, you can built-in function, you can group your query on the basis of certain records. That can also be done. Let's make, now while grouping the data in your query or while making use of the built-in function, it's not necessary that it can be done on all the fields. Like for example, F name, you cannot group by the first name. You will group on the basis of some city, or you will count some records on the basis of the departments or on the basis of a city. So what I want is city. Let's select city from here, and I want to make use of some functions. First of all, I want to sort it in this manner, and I want to make use of a function. So in your design tab, last show and hide group, you have the total option over here. Clicking on this will add another row over here, which will show you the functions which you can use in your query. So either you can group it in some way, and you can have other options also. You have all these built-in functions available. If I click in on group over here, group by and run, you can see the group of only the cities are being shown over here. Let's add one more field over here, like same thing, city, and I want to, instead of grouping it, I want to see the count of all these cities, like in one city what are the total number of records which are being present. That can be done. So your group by function groups the record that have the same value in a particular field and return the count of those value. I'm grouping on the basis of city and I'm getting a count, and the same thing, at the same time I'm getting a count of all the records. See, in Amritsar we have 3 records, in Chandigarh we have 3 records, 2 from Noida and 2 from Satna, and from Jabalpur we have 2 records. So this can be done. We can use more than one field, more than one function for these fields over here. Let's use net salary. Here we want another function, say sum function. So we have 3 fields over here. We are grouping on the basis of city. We are calculating the total number of records which are present in one city, and then net salary, the sum of all those records over here. You can see the total being displayed. So this is just one way of retrieving the data, and you can pass on this data since it's in the form of a table. You can share it with anyone, you can save it. N number of, I have made changes in the same query just to show you people. You can always save n number of queries, and for future references you can pass it on to others. In this video, we have discussed how we can create a query using the design view, using the query wizard. In the query wizard also, we have discussed 4 types or 4 methods of creating a query. And in the design view, we have seen built-in functions, how we can have calculated fields, plus the wildcard character. And obviously, you have the option of creating a simple query from the design view also, where you can specify the different criteria using and or conditions. Hope you found this video useful. In the next part, we will discuss how we can create a query using SQL. The queries which we have created over here, the same can be opened in SQL also. You can write the same thing. If you do not have this option of the GUI, then that can be done in the SQL also. Same thing can be run and written in such a form. That we will discuss in the next part. Till then, take care and thank you for watching this video.